Intuitive eating sounds like an easy weight loss strategy that actually gets you results, but here's why you probably shouldn't do it. Welcome back, Weight Warriors. I'm Mike. I'm a fat guy who's trying to not be fat anymore by making lifestyle changes. And today we're going to be discussing a popular concept in the fitness space right now, which is called intuitive eating. Now, let's take a closer look and uncover whether it's really worth the hype. So before we get into that hype, let's discuss what exactly is intuitive eating. There's a lot of people who this is new to them. This is kind of, again, I would say new in the fitness space. It is gaining a lot of traction. But what is it? Well, it's a practice that revolves around listening to your body's internal cues to guide your eating behavior. It's all about tuning in without the need for calorie tracking or strict dietary rules, which honestly, that sounds pretty great. Sounds pretty freeing, right? But unfortunately, it does have some pretty major drawbacks if you haven't figured them out already just by that description. One big challenge that I've noticed is how do you accurately estimate your calorie intake? Again, the whole thing with intuitive eating is you're not doing that. You're not tracking. So without tracking, it's really easy to lose sight of how much we're actually eating, which obviously could ruin your weight loss goals. I mean, if you're eating intuitively and not tracking anything, you could be there one morning thinking, my body really wants an entire pizza. And because you relied on your intuition, there goes 80% of your daily calorie intake in one single meal. Now, yes, I get it. This is an extreme example, sure, but the reality is for most beginners, the lack of structure might make it tough to know where to start and how to actually do intuitive eating. Remember, you cannot manage what you do not measure. Now, here's where calorie tracking comes into play. Tracking calories can help create awareness and help us understand our energy balance. How much we're eating versus how much we're burning. It's like having a compass to navigate us through this weight loss journey. You're either losing weight, maintaining weight, or gaining weight. You almost always fall in one of those three camps of losing, maintaining, or gaining. And knowing your calorie intake lets us know if you're on the right path. So let's not underestimate the power of actually tracking your calorie intake. Building sustainable skills, habits, and discipline is key to a successful long-term weight loss. And then of course, there's things like prioritizing protein, selecting whole foods, doing portion control, and other mindful choices when it comes to getting your food intake. These things are all valuable skills that can help support our weight loss journey. And this is why I don't really like intuitive eating, because it removes some of those major skills that you develop along the way. Now, especially if you're a beginner, I'm not a fan of intuitive eating because you need the proper foundation and skill development that comes from tracking calories. Even if you just track calories for a short time, you need to know what you're eating and you need to know how much you're eating. There are simply more effective techniques that you can do to achieve sustainable weight loss over a long term than intuitive eating, which is again why I would say it's probably not right for you, because it's simply not the most effective way to go about this issue. Also, the most important and effective thing that you can do right now is hitting that like button and subscribing to Weight Warriors if you haven't already. But in all seriousness, it's important to recognize that not everyone's relationship with food is the same. In fact, again, we're all unique. Some individuals naturally excel with something like intuitive eating, while others, like myself, face significant challenges due to the factors like, again, metabolism, hunger cues, and lifestyle. So let's keep in mind what works for one person might not work for another. For me personally, I know intuitive eating won't work because I can't just rely on my intuition when it comes to my daily calorie intake and maintaining a calorie deficit. I started my weight loss journey severely obese with a BMI over 40, weighing almost 300 pounds. And at the time when I started this weight loss journey, my intuition was telling me, eat more pizza and beer, not, try to prioritize protein and whole foods. But if you decide that you still want to try this and you want to do intuitive eating, I would encourage you, why not find a middle ground? You can easily strike a balance between intuitive eating and calorie tracking. By going for both approaches, you can have that flexibility while still holding yourself accountable. And again, it's about finding what works best for you and your individual needs and goals. And again, my problem with intuitive eating is it seems like it's gaining a bunch of steam right now because people don't want to put in the work to actually track calories. And I mean, I get it. It is a pain to weigh out food and to put it into, Chronometer, MyFitnessPal, whatever you're using. But I would say do it for a time, a couple weeks, and establish so you know how much calories you're eating. And again, have a good understanding, a foundational understanding of your calorie intake. After that, you can just estimate if you would like, try to, I talk about how I try to be, plus or minus 20%. But really, you need to be tracking your food. Intuitive eating, I think, is gaining, like I said, this attraction because people just don't want to track. Which, I get it. Intuitive eating might have its merits, but it's definitely not a magic bullet. So I would encourage you to take a step back, evaluate your goals, and really see if this is something you actually want to do, or do you just want to talk about it? And really make an informed decision that aligns with your journey and, again, what you want to accomplish here.